Hi, my name is Allea Cauilan. I'm currently a faculty member here at Los Angeles Mission College. I went to Granada Hills Charter High School, and in my senior year, I was part of the ABE program. Well, it's been 10 years, so that was my senior year of high school, so that was 2013, 2014 school year. I was taking AP Bio and AP Chemistry at the same time, and in my AP Bio class, we started the ABE program. I remember that it took about a month, maybe even 6 weeks of our curriculum. And I clearly remember learning how to pipette. My teacher really tried to emphasize, pipetting and loading samples into gels. And I vividly remember, going into the back of the classroom because that was the darkest spot in our class, like in that building, so that we could look at our gels under UV light, and then also at the end when we were looking at our fluorescent bacteria, looking at those under UV light. And so, yeah, a lot of that I remember. I remember, the group members that I worked with and the frustrations that I had during the lab, but also, how much fun I had. Yeah, absolutely. So I feel like by the time I went into college, I was very prepared. Since I took AP Bio, I was able to skip the general bio classes and I just went right into my upper division. And I remember, taking genetics and biotechnology and the professors teaching us about cloning, this like new thing. And I was like, this is something that I learned when I was in high school. So yeah, I felt like I was definitely ahead of the curve by the time I was in college. I wouldn't say small part. I think a big part, because in my transitioning from my freshman to sophomore year of college, I joined a research lab. And you can even ask my research advisor that during the interview trying to get into that research lab, he asked me why I wanted to do research. And I specifically said, oh, well, when I was in high school, I did this Amgen biotech thing, and my specific group's experiment didn't work. So I wanted to go back into research and kind of redeem myself, kind of prove that I could do an experiment right. Yeah, I would definitely recommend it. So as a, instructor myself, I think that it's amazing how Amgen kind of sets up the entire lab for the faculty members. It makes it so much easier. This is a very intense lab, and I feel like a high school would typically not be able to have all of these types of materials, but being able to provide this kind of experience for the students is really valuable. And so I think that it, one, saves the faculty members a lot of time, and it aligns with a lot of the new curriculum that's coming out, especially for high school AP Bio classes. And so I think it's just a big time saver for the instructor and just a really cool experience for the students. I think what I liked the most was that the ABE program was a real science experiment. It wasn't like traditional high school science experiments that are typically meant to always work. And so these experiments would or wouldn't work. And so, for example, my group's ABE project did not work, but another group's did. And yeah, I just think that that experience of seeing that science does not always work and you have to try again was really valuable for me. So yeah, I'm part of the American Society for Microbiology, and they have a couple podcasts. The one that I particularly like has to do with virology, and so their weekly podcast typically goes over a new paper that just came out, and I really like listening to that while I'm driving.